Is there any evidence for the existence of God? There's a piece of graffiti on a New York wall states, "God is dead, Nishki." That's his most famous quote. But straight under it, someone else has written, "Nishki is dead, God." Now, Nishki couldn't prove that God is dead. The question is, can we prove the existence of God? Let's just first look at the law of probability. Fred Hoyle, speaking on BBC Radio, a program called Science Today, said there is no way in which starting from a system without information, in chaotic condition, no order, one is going to produce that enormous degree of organisation. If you imagine a whirlwind sweeping through a junkyard, what is the chance that all the pieces of metal that it stirs up will smash themselves together and produce a brand new jumbo jet? Yet that's the kind of situation that is supposed for the origin of life on Earth. George Gallup, the renowned statistician, said, "I could prove God statistically. Just take the human body alone. The chance that all the functions of the individual would just happen. It's a statistical monstrosity." Isaac Newton is reported to have said, "In the absence of any other proof, a thumb alone would convince me of God's existence." I read of a guy, American scientist, Michael Bay, who studied blood clots for over 40 years, and he still couldn't figure it out. When any other container of liquid springs a leak, the fluid drains out without resistance. And yet when the human body's pressurised system is punctured, bleeding normally occurs only for a short time before a blood clot forms and stops the flow. This action alone is very complex, and if the sealing mechanism kicks off by mistake somewhere in the system, it will create a stroke or heart attack. Pretty good chance someone's going to die. But this sticky protein, fibrin, which is found in the blood, as well as preventing loss of blood, it prevents the entry of germs. In fact, it's a powerful toxin. And if unregulated, fibrin will bring death. It's floating around in our bodies, but it's kept in perfect balance. Romans chapter 1 and verse 20 says this, "Since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen," talking about proof here, "being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so they are without excuse." A guy called Voltaire, pretty well-known guy, was bitterly opposed to the Roman Catholic Church, but even he wrote, "I shall always be convinced that a watch proves the existence of a watchmaker, and that a universe proves a God." Let's look at personal experience now. A person's testimony is used in courts every day somewhere in the world to determine truth or to prove something. With regarding our proving of God's existence, we're talking about millions of people over thousands of years who have had their lives benefited or changed. These people have all testified to a personal encounter with a living God, and their testimonies line up concerning his nature and his word. Many sound bodies, mentally healthy, balanced people have chosen to suffer or even die instead of denying the truth of their own testimony. You could punch endless amounts of info into a computer, but that computer will never become aware that it's a computer. Man alone is self-aware. He's able to look beyond his own immediate and direct experience and wonder about his origin, life and the future. Do you realise that human acts such as love oppose evolutionary theory, which is survival of the fittest? Where did morals come from? Why should I love my neighbour or go out of my way to help him? Rather, why should I not get everything I can for my own survival and benefit, trampling on whoever gets in my way? The Bible teaches that God is loving and giving and kind, etc. It also says that we, people, have been made in his image or likeness, and therefore people do have a conscience. And all of this points towards proof that our God does exist.